All right, all right, all right. People rolling in here. We'll give it a couple of minutes to get everybody ready. Give them some time to log in here. So I'll give it 1 or 2 minutes here and I'll get started. All right, we got a couple more. What's up, Jody, Jeff, Riley? All right. Just give it another 30 seconds here and we'll get started. Just so you guys know, you're welcome to ask questions at any time using that chat option. So in the chat option, you can just send it general to, I think, to the host or so everybody can see. Either way, I should see your questions. So I might save some of them to the end, but feel free to ask away. All right, so we're going to get started here, you guys. Thank you so much for those of you who have joined us live on our webinar tonight. We are speaking about home office setup and how to improve your health and productivity. As per usual, I love to reward the behavior that we seek. So I will reward those who have joined us live today with some specials. But we will make this on demand. So for those of you who weren't able to join, or if you guys would like to share this, we will be putting it up on YouTube and our Facebook shortly after. So sometime this week. So let's get started. We are going to share my PowerPoint screen here. Hopefully that this works the way I want it to. So you should see a little bubble with me in the corner and my PowerPoint there. All right, guys. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Ryan Hewitt. I'm a chiropractor of 12 years, and I am the co-owner operator with my wife, Kendra, of Innate Wellness Centers. We have one in Beverly, Massachusetts, and one in North Andover, Massachusetts. So you can read about some of my certifications. Basically, all that says is that I'm a movement geek. So I love human movement and mechanics. I have been studying for 15 years about optimal health and wellness of the human species, particularly as it pertains to performance, health, and recovery. And here's what I found is that the new epidemic that we've created with this, with the pandemic in mind, is that so many of us have been operating from home now, whether it's work or school. Or some other things too. We are chronically on our devices. We are chronically on electronics, and for a lot of us, I'd say for everybody, this came as a complete surprise. So there was many people that were stuck with, home offices that were less than ideal as far as setups, as far as here's what I like to say is that most of us try to fit our body to our environment rather than fit our environment to our body. So hopefully today, what I'm going to do is provide you guys with some cardinal rules that when applied will get you those results as far as like less pain, more productivity, improved performance. But then I'm also going to leave you with 12 of my best tips as far as how to create, a badass home office. So as I mentioned, the new epidemic is posture-related problems. It's a perfect storm of bad posture, okay, whether you're sitting or standing, and then we end up with musculoskeletal problems, neurological musculoskeletal problems of the spine, so neck, mid-back, low back. And also, here's what I've noticed is an increased incidence of things like brain-related problems. So plenty of headaches, anxiety, and depression. This goes for lots of young people, but also adults as well. And guess what? Most people are seeking medical advice or medical solutions, I should say. And this is mostly a physical problem, a physical toxicity. And seeking chemical solutions for physical problems, I've been, battling this perception and this mindset for a decade. This has to change. This is my message to the world, is that chiropractic is the solution. It's the portal of entry for most challenges people struggle with physically, because most of our problems these days are repetitive and unnatural. And chiropractic being, I hate saying this, a natural solution, it just is the solution, guys. So as I mentioned, it's like a perfect storm, right? Crappy posture and being motionless for long periods of time and staring at a screen emitting, LED light. So it's great because we don't spend a lot of time in the car. So I don't have to talk about, good car setup anymore, but we got to talk about desk setup. So we are spending less time commuting, but we're spending way more time motionless, actually, standing or sitting at desks. And we are inventing workstations at home, such as kitchen tables. I've heard, the bedroom is a popular workstation. The foot of the bed, or laying on your stomach, kicking back and cranking your head forward, looking at your tablet. Living rooms, kitchen tables, bedrooms, all that stuff. Not good workstations. So here is the question. Is it better to sit or is it better to stand? Here's my answer. Well, of course, as you know, sitting is the new smoking, right? We are not designed to sit on our butts all day. If we were, we would have 4 legs on our butt. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We spend far too much time in that seated position. And there's a couple of problems, of course, is that we are motionless for far too long. And of course, being in that posture, no matter how well you sit, is unnatural. And the thing is, though, standing, while that can be a different posture to be in, it's actually not that great either. Sitting can be a great reprieve from standing. Actually, a 2016 Journal of Physical Activity and Health found that standing actually only burns like 8 or 10 more calories per hour. So if you're standing because you think it's going to make you skinnier or burn more calories, well, I got news for you. That's not really going to get you that result. There's minimal cardio benefits from standing. So again, standing or sitting motionless, not the best thing to do. However, standing, according to the Journal of Ergonomics, just recently showed that we actually can increase our performance and also, our productivity and decrease anxiety. Sorry, that was the British Medical Journal. The Journal of Economics showed that ergonomics showed that it actually can increase body pain if all you're doing is standing all day. So my message is that it's not great to stand all day, on the same token as it's not great to sit all day. So my advice is use a combination of both. It's the change in posture that becomes very helpful. However, here's the caveat, is that you must add movement. The movement is medicine. The major issue with most of our work days is that we do not move our bodies enough. It's just point blank. So here's the rule, is that you must not sit or stand for more than 30 minutes consecutively. You can sit for 30 minutes, stretch it out, stand for 30 minutes, then you got to go move and walk around a little bit, or, lift weights or do some push-ups or do some body weight squats, run up and down your stairs a couple times. It's a little bit disruptive. I get it, to your productivity, but what's worse? Having horrible back pain and horrible posture and, having to seek, heaven forbid, medical care for your falling apart body, or and your productivity maybe not being as focused or dialed in for as many hours consecutively, right? Or you dial it back a bit, add some movement. I mean, that's obviously what I'm getting at, is that that's the ideal way to go about it. Also, add in just a dedicated 30 to 60 minute walk into your day. I can't tell you how many patients that I've convinced to finally do that have this as a staple in their life and have never gone back. This is now what they do. They're just, I walk at this time every day. This is what I do. I feel so much better. It, gets me a nice break. A lot of people like to do it after they eat, so they don't get that, midday sort of doldrum, low blood sugar or high blood sugar sort of sleepiness. It helps your digestion, especially if you get outside, you get a little bit of sun, blah, blah, blah. All right. So here's what you came for. These are my 4 cardinal rules for desk setup. All right. These are tried and true. These are things that I use, that I teach my patients to use, and I want you to use as well. Number 1 is you want your computer screen at eye level. So whether that's standing looking straight ahead or sitting looking straight ahead, that's where you want your screen. Or maximum of 20. You said in this picture here, it's 40 to 45. I don't agree with that. It's 20 degrees. This guy's computer is just really close to his face. So you want that maybe a little bit further away and only 20 degrees. Okay. So the way you can find that is you can just kind of look down with your chin. So all the motion and movement just happens in your skull and your face. It does not happen in your neck. So there's no looking down with your neck. Okay. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is that from the side, your ear, shoulder, and elbow should intersect. Your elbow can be slightly in front of the ear, but the ear and the shoulder, you want that to be, completely vertical. Let me demonstrate. So watch me over here. I got my desk. Okay. So I'm sitting here. I've got my stop sharing. Okay. So I'm sitting at my desk here, and what I have is my ear and my shoulder and my elbow lined up all like so. Okay. So we got that straight. Let me get through the rest of them before I show you. So I like to call that T-Rex arm. So basically it keeps your elbows near your body, and you're kind of making this little T-Rex movement. So it's all right angles though. Ear, shoulder, elbow, okay? 90-degree bend at the elbow, and your arms should be relaxed. So notice this guy's got his arm on an armrest and his wrists gently on the keyboard and the desk, okay? Makes sense? Super easy. Screen at eye level, ear, shoulder, elbow intersecting. Number 3, if you're sitting, your hip also should align with that ear and shoulder. So you can see right here, ear, shoulder, hip, and your feet must be flat on the floor. If you are short and they are not flat on the floor, you get something to put your feet on. So you get a couple of textbooks. You find some, or yoga block or something. It looks like this guy's got like a little, wedge there or something like that. So the common problem that I see with sitting is that we get this dog crap low back. So what I mean by that is that you end up rounding your low back. I'll demonstrate that in a second. And then of course, the problem with the upper body when your ear goes in front of your shoulder is you get that turtleneck. And then of course, the nursing home posture or the humping with the rounded back. Usually it's a combination of all 3. You got the turtleneck, the hump back, and the dog crap low back. All recipes for neck pain, middle back pain, shoulder pain, and low back pain. Okay. And number 1 reason for hospital visits for pain syndromes is low back pain. Number 1 reason people get hooked on opioid meds, low back pain. Okay. 80%. We don't want that. Now, the standing though, the only thing that changes with the standing is if you are at a standing desk, you still want the same computer screen at eye level, ear, shoulder, elbow intersecting. You want your feet under your hips though, okay? Here's what I teach is that you want to actually just squeeze your glutes just a little bit, okay? Just a little tuck, little pelvis tuck. So you just want to get those glutes just a little bit tightened, okay? And what that does, that pulls your pelvis underneath your low back, okay? So you're not doing this sway back posture, and you're not doing this sort of hips forward posture. All right, now I'm going to demonstrate. I'll show you what I mean here. So let me stop sharing my screen so you guys can see me. All right, so check this out. So this is actually a sit-stand desk. So I'll show my sitting first. You guys can see that. Okay. So see here, I'm sitting. Okay, I got my ear, shoulder, and elbow. Okay, I got a 90-degree bend at the waist, and my feet are flat on the floor. Now, this is a laptop, so not ideal. Ideally, it's going to be eye level. I'll show you some solutions in just a couple of minutes how to fix that. And for the stand-up, so this is a motorized stand-up desk, sit-to-stand desk. So same thing. I'm going to put this here. Okay, so see, I have my ear, shoulder, elbow. Okay, wrists just gently rested on, okay, on the laptop and the desk. Feet flat on the floor, ideally barefoot. Okay, squeeze your butt so your feet are under your hips. And there you go. Okay, fairly simple. Okay, those are the 4 principles though. Okay, pretty standard. Eyes straight ahead at the computer screen, ear, shoulder, elbow, hip intersect, feet flat on the floor if you're sitting. If you're standing, ear, shoulder, elbow, hip, and ankle. Okay, little squeeze in your butt. Boom. There you go. Now, here's my 12 tips, you guys. These 12 things, these are tried and true things that I have used, utilized, recommend. And there's a couple things in here that I'll be able to promote for you to get you some special. Number 1 is a daily upper and lower body flossing routine. Why is this important? Well, if you're going to prepare your body for a stressful day of sitting, it's fantastic to have a routine to follow for your upper and your lower body. And I don't care how you use it. You can do these first thing in the morning. You can break up your day and use it, at the top of every hour or just midday at lunch or afterwards, whatever. Where you're going to find these routines is on my YouTube channel. So both Beverly Innate Wellness Center and North Andover Wellness Center, there's 2 videos there called upper and lower body routine videos. I have a white shirt on. I released these at the beginning of April last year during the beginning of the pandemic to help people with for their home office routine. So upper and lower body flossing. I introduce a couple of tools in these. Number 1, here an AccuMobility ball, and also this one here. It's called an Ultimate Back Roller. This is a souped up foam roller. It's safer for your spine because your spine can sit between these grooves. The AccuMobility ball, you can use this for soft tissue all over your body. It's like giving yourself, self massage. They're fantastic tools. I coach with the company. I was able to get a discount code for you guys that is good to the end of this month, April 28th. So from today through the 28th, you can use this code here, IN8 Wellness. Okay, that'll get you 10% off any of these tools. Go check out those videos. Get the tools if you like them. I also have these available at both my offices. We will honor that discount if you mention it to the front desk. Okay, so you go to AccuMobility.com and use that code Innate Wellness, or come to one of my offices, let them know you saw this webinar, and they'll get you that discount as well. Number 2, of course, Chiropractic Care. I assume most of my fans are watching this video are already chiropractic patients and understand the value of routine nervous system and body checkups. So you can see this is Lily, my daughter, for one of her routine checks. So for optimal spinal and neurological health, everybody needs a chiropractor, okay? Regardless of who you are and what age you are. There is one thing for certain is we all have unnatural stressors in our lives, particularly physical ones, either exciting traumas that are more traumatic, car accidents, sports injuries, or routine, just repetitive bad habits or repetitive postures and positions we put ourselves in. We practice at my office something that I'm very passionate about bringing to the world, and that's 3rd-tier healthcare. Here's what that is. 1st-tier healthcare is treatment of disease. Okay, we have plenty of that in this country. It's what's bankrupting our country. It's the number 1 cause of personal bankruptcy is unpaid medical bills. This is wait till you get sick and then, seek help. And usually that help is because your house is on fire. So you go get medicine, injection, surgery, and so on and so forth. Okay. That's like the fire department. Number 2, your 2nd-tier healthcare is prevention of disease. So we are getting more and more into that with our allopathic models. So we're doing a lot of more screenings and we're doing, blood works, very limited blood work. And we're also giving people routine medications and things like that to lower blood pressure and cholesterol and all that stuff. However, this to me, especially from a medical standpoint, is a lot like hosing down your house, right? So if 1st-tier healthcare is like the fire department, this is a lot like hosing down your house to try to prevent fires. A lot of times this will just cause your house to rot, which is why I'm very passionate about 3rd-tier healthcare, which is what I practice, which is promotion of health. This is teaching about how to become and how to stay and become a well person. from a metabolic, physical, and mental emotional standpoint, which is our lifestyle. So chiropractic is a big part of that physical and neurological perspective. We also do routine lifestyle blood panels to check out under the hood to see how things are metabolically. And we do body composition testing at my office here in North Andover to make sure that we are keeping an ideal amount of muscle and ideal body weight, etc. So we like objective measuring, and we like to teach people how to get well. So that's what third tier healthcare is. Okay, ergonomic mats. I recommend these for stand-up desks, of course. So this is very individual as far as a preference of what you like. Here's my tip though, is get the one that's most comfortable for you to be barefoot. We have an unbelievable amount of folks with plantar fasciitis and hammer toes and bunions and all kinds of crazy foot problems. So a lot of this is because our feet become so sleepy from being locked into these, beautiful looking shoes, but maybe not so good for our feet. High heels and boots and dress shoes. So get out of those shoes, take advantage of this being at home, get out of your shoes, exercise your feet, use a little, spread your toes out and grip the floor. Very, very healthy to, exercise and create stronger tendons, ligaments, and muscles in your feet. I would advise, don't spend more than $100 on something like that. There's plenty of options out there. If you use a laptop, then my number one advice is invest in a wireless keyboard. Okay. Super cheap. I mean, I'll give you an option in a minute. If you're a laptop user, it's just you stick a dongle in one of your ports and boom, you get your laptop elevated. I'll show you an option in a minute. So if you can elevate your laptop or, mirror your laptop to a monitor like this person is in the photo, and just get a wireless keyboard you like. So here's my advice for stand-up desks. Okay. Invest in a motorized sit to stand or converted desktop. If you're going to spend more and more time at home in your office, it is absolutely 100% worth the investment. The same advice I give folks to when they purchase mattresses, like you spend a third of your life on there, like make sure you get something that's, going to pay dividends in your health. This is absolutely something that falls in that category. The one that I have here, I got this at Costco, or my wife got this at Costco a while back. It was maybe $400. I found this great company called Uplift. Okay, Uplift has stand-up desks. I think they're made of bamboo or recycled materials. They're very sturdy, and you can get one, starting below $500, for a simple motorized desk setup. You can get one that is motorized sit to stand, or if you already have a nice sitting desk that you fit well with, you can get an apparatus to place on top of it, kind of like a Vera desk. Probably heard of. Uplift makes one too. You can put it on there and make that a stand-up desk very easily. I like this company because they have free shipping, 30-day guarantee, and it's commercial grade. Okay, so I mentioned the laptop. The laptop stands and the wireless keyboard. So this company called Obvus, I don't know, obvus.me. It has a great laptop stand for $75. I found reviews are awesome. They also have a wireless keyboard for $50. Those are great solutions. Also, in my office here in North Andover, I have just a monitor arm. So it's an arm. I think they have them. Obvus has them as well, or you can get them, any electronics store. You just get an arm that you make sure it's compatible with your monitor. You can attach that onto your desk. Okay, now we get into some, fancier stuff here. So treadmill desks. Now I'm going to be honest. I have never actually tried a treadmill desk, but I like the concept. So spending, if you're going to spend your day, if you can multitask, I suppose it's a good option for you. Obviously you're probably not running and working. You're just, just a really light walk. I think it's pretty cool. Lifetime Fitness, I found a really high quality one for, I think it's a little over $1,000. And I think right now they're running a special. I thought this was pretty cool too. I'm a big fan of Concept 2. They make rowers, they make bikes. I think they make ski apparatuses too. This company called Derg, a friend of mine, Aurora, she posted this one day. I thought this was cool. So it's these are called ergs, and this company started apparatus called Derg that actually just attaches right on the bike. So if you're willing to invest in a, $700 or $800 erg bike and you want to get a Derg to place on top of it to do your work, I think that's pretty cool too. You can use it for workouts and then you just take the thing off or put the thing on and use it for work too. Now, here's something that I have found has changed my life entirely, and that is a fitness tracker. I don't know if it's because I'm a data geek or if it's because, I really am into health and fitness, but this changed my behaviors 100%. I use a device called Whoop. I've used other ones. I have an Apple Watch. I've used, what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one's called. A lot of people have them. They're the Fitbits, right? So I found Whoop just gives me more data. I really enjoy it. With the app is really cool. So it teaches me about my heart rate variability, my resting heart rate, my respirations. It tells me my daily strain. So it tracks how much I'm moving my body. It tells me about my quality of sleep, etc. The only thing is it's not really that attractive. It's just kind of this thing you wear on your wrist. It doesn't tell time, or anything like that, but it gives you really cool data. This Hawthorne effect. If you look this up, this is basically a concept that people like to be measured. And if they know they're being measured, they're going to change their behavior. So in other words, like I know that I want to get a certain amount of strain. I know that I want to get a certain amount, like when I wake up in the morning, it tracks your recovery. So I want to be, as recovered as possible because that tells me about how healthy I am cardiovascularly. It tells me like I want to get a really good sleep because I want to register a good quality sleep. If I was standing or sitting all day, I would want to make sure that I registered, a bunch of steps and strain. So, get a tracker. I think it's a really valuable investment. Because I've been a member of Whoop for a long time, I was able to get a discount code. You can get a free strap as well as first month free if you use this link here. And like I said, at the end, I'll have a special offer for some of you, and as well as I'll have a PDF in my email. And if you want me to, put these links and stuff on a PDF, I can absolutely email that to you, so you can check out a Whoop. So the next thing here is getting a set of dumbbells. I'm a big fan of just, so there's a law that I learned from this book, Influence, and also my mentor, Dr. Stephen Franzen. He loves this word. It's called propinquity. What this means is if you have fitness stuff closer to you or available to you, you will use it. If you have it like in your home gym, in the basement, and it's cold and it's dark, that your chances of you going down there and using it, not so good. If you get like a couple of dumbbells or something that you can put by your desk, guarantee like every hour you'll pick up one of those dumbbells and do some bicep curls, do some shoulder presses, do some man makers, do some thrusters, blah blah blah. I can give you all kinds of examples of what you could do, but you could do 2 or 3 sets of a movement, and that's cumulative, guys. Like if you're sitting for 6 hours and you do like 3 sets every hour, I mean, you're doing like 15, 18 sets. It's pretty cool. So endless options, no rules. And if you have any questions about like where to find workouts and stuff, I can absolutely point you to some good resources. Number 10, lighting. Lighting matters a lot. I'm a pretty simple guy. I never thought this mattered so much, but if you're going to spend a lot of time at your desk and you want to improve your productivity, your mood, lower anxiety, lighting is a huge part of that. So staring at an LED screen all day in the dark or in an artificially lit room, that wears on you, especially in the winter months. So our circadian lamp is really cool. Gives you like full spectrum light. So it's like natural light. It's like having a little dose of sun. You don't have to use it all day. You just use it in intervals. There's also a really cool red light therapy company called Juve. It's a little pricier company, but if you especially are someone that struggles with seasonal affective disorder, depression, or you need a little pick me up with your mood, check out Juve. Check out the Circadian Optics. Circadian Optics is cheaper. I think it's only a little over $100. Juve is more expensive, like I said, but if it helps you improve your mood, productivity, and lower anxiety, I mean, that's definitely worth the checkout. Number 11, get some plants. So again, lighting, plants. I'm a pretty simple guy. So I never thought this mattered, but it turns out it does. There's actually studies out there that show if you have plants in your environment, you'll be a happier person. So it helps improve your mood, boost your productivity, your creativity. And there's a study that actually showed it reduced sick days. Go figure. So yeah, put some life on your desk. It helps. And of course, seating. So I debated whether or not I was going to, do a whole, a whole bunch of examples of seats and things like that. But what I chose to offer you as an option is, hey, check out an ergonomic stool. I'm a big fan of having a chair with no back, only because it keeps you more active while you're sitting. So, can you sit on a ball? Yes. Can you sit on a ball with bad posture still? Absolutely. There's a couple cool things. Like I use, I just have a simple stool here. Like that works as long as you're sitting with good posture with those 4 cardinal rules that I mentioned. This one, I think it's Gaiam ball is really cool. So it's like a mini ball and it's on a stool. That one is keeps, it's pretty soft and keeps you a little bit active as long as you keep your hips tucked, good posture with your low back. This guy's got pretty good posture there. There's also a Lerniture. So Lerniture has an active stool. So the stool is able to move side to side. Also a stool you want to make sure you're sitting upright with no back, but I'm a big fan. So yes, you can do things like, Herman Miller chairs and these ergonomic chairs with lumbar supports and all this stuff. The only thing is with a chair with a back, you can still round your low back into the chair. Part of the problem with sitting so much and sitting in really comfy stuff like, comfy couches, comfy car seats, and comfy office chairs is you can full on round your back and sit into that chair all day long and be super comfy. And then when you go to get up, your body will remind you that, hey, we shouldn't have been in that posture for that long. Okay. So having that dog crap low back posture, shoulder forward, right? The nursing home posture and the turtleneck. You can still do that in an ergonomic chair. That's why I like the chairs with no backs. Check them out. I recommend, give them a try. If you find that you can maintain a good, healthy posture in a stool, I'm a big fan. So if you guys don't follow us on Facebook already, make sure you do. We always release helpful content like this. Innate Wellness Center Beverly, Innate Wellness Center North Andover. We have an active YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook page. So check us out there, follow, like, share. And lastly, as I mentioned, I want to reward you guys for being on my webinar. So number one, if there's any of you who are not patients, I want to offer you an opportunity to get a checkup at my office for $47. It's usually a $250 appointment for a full movement assessment. It's a 45-minute spot on my schedule, as well as a neurospinal assessment, any x-rays if necessary, as well as a report at either office in Beverly or North Andover. You just got to send me an email to request an appointment and I'll give you directions. Also, any links for any of those resources I mentioned today, please email me. I will send you the PDF with all of that information, discount codes, etc. So thank you guys so much for attending my webinar. Will the slides still be available? Absolutely. I'm happy to send you the slides, Jody, if you send me that email. So it's drryan@innatewellnesscenter.com. I'm happy to send you the slide deck. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to type them in now. I promised I was going to keep the webinar to about 30 minutes. So I think I did pretty good for time. I hope that that was some helpful info. Like I said, if you don't have any questions right now, please feel free to email me. I'm always available for, helping you guys out. So you're welcome, Jeff. Thanks for being on. And I hope you guys have an awesome night. Go Bruins. All right, guys. See you later.